Radfinos and colleagues conducted an experiment to examine the effectiveness of both the door in the face and the face in the door techniques in terms of compliance. They randomly assigned 99 undergraduate students into the three experimental conditions. The first group was subjected to the foot in the door technique, where the students were phoned and asked a small request to fill out 2 short questions about racism, and then later asked a moderate request of attending an hour-long seminar on racism. The second group was subjected to the door in the face technique, where they were asked a large request of attending an hour-long seminar about racism, and then asked a moderate request. The third group was only asked a moderate request, and were the control group of the study. The results found that the door in the face technique was most effective compared to the foot in the door and the control group. Also, the effects of the foot in the door technique was similar to that of the control. One of the merits of the study was that they acknowledged the findings in the literature contradicted each other. They also identified possible confounding factors that may influence the effectiveness of these techniques, such as the nature and the size of the request, and the delay between the requests. They also tried to increase the internal validity of the study by randomly assigning their subjects to the groups, making their study more reliable. However, they did find that a possible limitation in their study was the choice of the initial request for the foot in the door condition. They explained that people who answered the 2 questions on the racism survey will not necessarily attempt to make their behavior consistent by attending the seminar on discrimination. Another possible limitation was the small number of participants and the group used in the experiment. The subjects in the experiment are all students and would be more willing to sit through an hour-long seminar. However, the results may differ with other cohorts. Therefore, it would be difficult to generalize the results to the general population. This study produces more opportunities to do further research on attitude-behavior consistency with regards to compliance, the effectiveness of these techniques on different cohort groups, and identifying certain factors that influences a person's compliance. Future studies could be useful in marketing and awareness campaigns. The effectiveness of persuading people to comply with the target request may differ depending on the situation. We believe that the foot in the door method may be generally effective in situations where the requester is a friend, since most people would be willing to tolerate a friend's gradual increase in their demands compared to a random stranger. It could be due to our self-perception as being a person who would go out of their way for a friend. However, the door in the face technique may be more effective when done by strangers due to our concern with how we present ourselves in front of those we don't know. This is why the foot in the door technique may not be as effective when done by friends, because we may not feel as pressured to appear in a more self-enhancing way as with strangers. As not to come off as rude or insensitive, we feel obligated to accept the smaller request since the person was willing to compromise the larger request.
Created using Powtoon.